thing to remember is reading a book that is too difficult for your child to read himself is fine. A lot of picture books are not designed to be self-read by the child. They'll come home from the library with a book that looks like it's engaging, lots of good pictures, but look at all this text. Like, would be incredibly hard for a student to read all of that. Grade 1, grade 2, maybe grade 3 if they were a stronger reader, but these are ones that you want to read with them. So again, choose your routine. Think of what the purpose is of why you're choosing this book to read. This sounds like a great book, but lots of print. It's a story that you would read with your child. You maybe stop with them and say, hey, can you find a on this page? Can you find the word the on this page? But you would never ask them to read the whole thing by themselves. A teacher I knew would read a picture book a day to their grade 7 class. And the grade 7s loved it. They would have a discussion afterwards about what the story was about. They enjoyed the downtime of just listening to a good story, read with expression, and it helped them to hear someone reading fluently. If all you ever hear someone reading is the dog ran slowly, you're not going to get the idea of how a story flows. And so reading aloud, again, don't worry if you're doing most of the reading if you're reading with your 2-year-old, your 3-year-old, even your grade 1. I was still reading to my kids at grade 5 and 6, longer chapter books, but we read every night, and they loved hearing a good story. Next, we need to talk about is wordplay, and that's making your child aware that words are made up of sounds. Rhyming games, reading books with rhymes, letting your child pick out when words rhyme. For example, Pete the cat sat on a mat. What words have the same sound at the end? Cat, mat, sat. I hear the at sound at the end. That means that those words rhyme. In the car, sing rhyming songs. Let your child say what rhymes and what doesn't. For example, you're driving along. Do cow and dog rhyme? No. Can you think of a word that rhymes with cow? Can you think of a word that rhymes with dog? Again, our collection of predictable books is a great place to start on modeling that kind of rhyming. When I go into grade 1 and sing this song, like Willoughby Wallaby Woo, an elephant sat on you, the kids love it. For example, I'll go, Willoughby Wallaby, Mrs. Zaylor, an elephant sat on, and they all can guess, Mrs. Taylor. So it's, again, you're playing with the sounds. Alliteration, or the idea that we listen to the beginnings of sounds, is in a tongue twister. Silly snakes slither silently. Again, play with the words. Marvelous mummy, delightful daddy, noisy Nora. Talk about ending sounds. Oh, look, dog, a dig sound the same at the beginning and end. Doug the dog digs. Finally, make sure your older child realizes those squiggly lines that are letters form words, and they are telling you what to say. You're not just making it up or guessing.